Welcome. We're here on the internet once again. Another episode of Keep It Surreal. And we're coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York on a hot, sweltering day. Oh, I love that.
Lady Elaine Fairchild is coming.
So what's been going on, my man? Where do you grocery shop in New York?
Tomorrow I'm going to be grocery shopping at Whole Foods, which is opening up across the street from me.
Oh, they're kind of evil, right? Isn't the owner like kind of an elitist or something? There's something word on the street?
He's progressive.
What does that mean?
he donates to Bernie Sanders or something. They're pretty progressive.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, you know it. You know, you're more informed than I do. You read like the world section in the New York Times. Did you read the New York Times today?
No. It's Pepsi is conservative, Domino's is conservative, Coca-Cola is progressive. You don't vote with your voting, you vote with your dollar. So if you know who's doing what, like
Wow, that is
Chick-fil-A.
fascinating.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I've never eaten there.
They hate
they're
everybody.
They're racist, homophobes.
They love chicken.
But I can make good-ass chicken. I can cook my ass off.
Really?
Yeah, man. Chili powder and...
It's
all about chili powder.
Is that a marriage thing or a Paula Deen thing?
I don't know. It's a gift. That's what I've been thinking about with my mom. I was talking to her, and we have I have one nephew that's just smart as hell. That's testing out of anything. Like he's so smart, and he's redhead. His father's from Scotland, a really smart guy, and married my sister. But she was saying like you gotta push your gifts. If you got a gift, you gotta push it. You gotta use it. You got a gift, my man.
I know. I'm sweating. That's my gift.
Wearing thermal fucking jackets in 90-degree heat. Are you trying to organically trip right now? Get high?
Well, a couple things. There's the remember that guy who what do they call him? The guy, the sketch guy, the Unabomber.
Oh yeah.
This is the 20th anniversary of the Unabomber being caught, and I thought I would sort of honor the experience of that. And also, when I was driving this morning over here, I saw the Hasidim, and I thought, wow, these people are really dedicated. It's 95 degrees outside, and they are still dressed up. So I thought I'm going to show unity with some people who.
I thought the same thing, and I know you're from the Jewish faith. I'm as Christian as they get, kind of.
Well, from the waist down.
Yeah, I believe love. God is love, and all that. Peace, love, weed, incense, dancing.
You want to do a sermon on it?
But I do respect the Jewish faith, and I do respect their commitment. I thought the same thing, you know. Who knows what's right and what's wrong, you know? You got to live every day like it's a brand new day. Oh, yeah, play a little something, my man. It's a brand new day. And it's a brand new show, and we have some exciting guests for this show. And this is probably our biggest star so far. And I've known her for a while, for probably right when she started. I always thought she was absolutely hilarious, which she is. But on top of that, she's cool and is a nice person. Everybody, I want you guys to give a big round of applause for Miss Michelle Buteau, everybody. Michelle Buteau. Hi. Thank you for coming.
Jay.
This is Nico.
What's up, Nico? On the ones and twos, threes and fours. I'm good at math.
Say some more.
Hey, I'm terrible. People think I could rhyme and sing all the time. It's so annoying.
But you do have a musical vibe, but you're more of a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, I love to dance. I will dance for like no reason, no music, but I can't sing.
Oh, yeah.
Can't. What?
What was it? Do you still go to dance clubs with your man? Will you still drag him out?
You know what? I do. I just went to Come On Everybody. It's this cute lounge in Brooklyn where DJ Medina was spinning.
Oh, wow.
And I just disco turned for like 2 hours, and it was amazing.
And what does he do? Is he a wallflower, or he gets out there?
Depends what he's drinking.
Yeah.
He lets me like be my Tasmanian devil thing, you know, on the floor, and then he'll come back, you know, and like bump and grind a little bit. But he's Dutch, so he's very polite. I like to bend over and act like a plus size video hoe. It's like people are looking. I'm like, that's the point.
That's the point. I love it. You have no shame in your game.
No shame in his this game. Come on.
I love it. That's the way you should be.
Heck
Shake what
now.
your mama gave you.
I mean,
right?
it's shaking on its own anyways.
Yeah,
Steps,
yeah.
everything's shaking. Breathing, shaking.
Opposites attract, you know. It's like Paula Abdul said.
It's true. Although my mother-in-law was like, I knew my son was always going to marry a Negro. And I was like, hey now. Because he was like really into, you know, R&B and the electric guitar and stuff like that. So I was like, thanks, mother-in-law. You could take that out of the wedding speech, but it's cool.
So there is some culture clash going on.
Definitely.
Yeah, because you do. I mean, Nico's mom is Dutch, and then his dad was Jewish from America, Harvard grad, and he used to. But this guy's
Cool.
fascinating. But his mom, I did a show for High Times. I did a cannabis cup. They asked me to come over there, and but
What's
they couldn't give me.
Cannabis cup?
The cannabis cup is where they pick out the best weed every year from all the top growers around the world.
Like the documentary Psalm, like with the wines and stuff.
Yeah,
like you just had just a
completely.
bunch of. Oh my God.
So it's powerful. It's the highest I've ever been, and but they do it in America now because California actually has. California and Colorado do have the best weed in
Okay,
the world.
high grade.
But Amsterdam is like number 3. But they're the coffee shops.
Yes, I'm
It's
very
so
aware about the
civil.
coffee shops.
Yeah, it's so civil.
And they don't sell alcohol. It's only tea and coffee and
I
like
love that.
juices. So it's sort of like when you go to that strip club, and if they're real naked, you know there's no alcohol.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Nobody on the strip club.
No, I
so,
know
okay.
exactly like that.
all
And there's
about the
all
main
kinds of
attraction.
rules: no
Bachelor-
alcohol, or no underwear, or
Yes.
underwear, and you can have a beer or a
Yes.
spritzer if they have their underwear on.
Yeah, but-
do you strip club it up?
I used to, not anymore. Now I'm tired. I used to go because in college, when I went to college in Miami, my friends used to strip, and I would go there, and I'm like, oh, this is great moves. I'm learning all these moves. And then I would go because I was like, this is fun. I'm like dirty. It's great. And now I'm just like, oh man, I feel sorry for these bitches.
Yeah, and there's a lot of bacteria, and once you get self-aware of what actually
Yeah,
is going
I mean, I'm not. Bacteria doesn't bother me.
on. No, you don't mind some vagina funk in the air, just a little bit.
No, I mean, I got
Yeah.
my own vagina funk to worry about too. You know what I mean? That's all right.
It's
I mean,
all
no
right.
one's
It's
helping.
natural.
I'm not
It's
getting
pheromones.
like lap dances though. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
really.
you're not
That's
getting-
expensive.
Yeah. That is expensive. That's why I
Yeah.
won't go. They got me as soon as I walk in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they got me.
You-
so.
you go with
I'm
a lot of
Scorpio.
Purell.
It goes right in, so I can't.
I mean,
can't
it
even
builds
fuck
your
with it.
tolerance, right? I don't know. I always like the backstory, and they don't really like to talk to me. So
But you did have some roommates or girls in college, because I knew one artist girl in San Francisco that was brilliant artist, college educated, but she stripped on the side.
I can't imagine a strip club in San Francisco. I feel like it'd be like so many different garbages to recycle. They're so PC.
Yeah,
like
they're so
there'd be like a
PC.
breastfeeding room, like a
But it's
quiet
very
room.
sexually open. It's very.
Yes.
You can get your freak on in San
Yes,
Francisco.
of
Weed
course.
and sex is what that in rock and roll.
Yes, and IT, lots of IT.
Now it's IT. It's nerded out.
Lots
too
of
hard.
chocolate. What's that? Girardelli? How do you say that?
Ooh.
A lot of inclines. Oh, you can't go there with big titties. You are just you just need to Uber everything because those inclines
But you
are
do
serious.
lift. You were the one that hit me to the lift.
Did I? I haven't done lift in a while because
don't
they
fuck
don't
with
shut the
Lyft
fuck.
anymore?
They don't shut the fuck up. I'm like, this is not a Tinder date.
Yeah, I hate that.
Because
shit.
they can like link you to their Facebook and they're like, oh, do you do comedy? I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
But Lyft is great because it's so cheap and it's sometimes cheaper than Uber. No offense, everybody.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, I mean, I like Lyft in other states besides New York.
I used it in L.A. when I went there, and the dude picked me up, and he was watching the basketball game like it was like the finals while he was
No.
driving.
No.
And I was like, dude, yeah, I shut it down.
Like
I
you were
shut
too cute
it
to be
down.
hurt.
Yeah,
Yes.
oh,
Like you're
Aw.
somebody's dad.
Oh.
Shut it down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
shut that down. Do you shut down cab drivers that get on the phone?
You know what? My look is very polarizing. I don't know. People either love me or hate me. So the minute I'm like, do you mind? It turns into like a big like Ike and Tina fight. Or they're
that
just like,
shit.
no problem, ma'am. So
Yeah.
I've been kicked out of cabs, and I have no qualms calling that number and complaining. Because I'm a woman. Like, take me home and take me home safely. You can't just leave me out in the street at 2 a.m. with like a gaping hole between my legs.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay.
Sensitive.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be on Nancy Grace.
John Walsh.
This just got real dark, like Wesley Snipes dark. But yeah, you're half Dutch and you're half Jewish. So your mom is Dutch, so that means technically you're not Jewish?
Technically, yeah. I
'Cause
never called him out on
I'm
that.
The
a
sugar
waist
walls?
down Jew. I just,
Yeah.
Did you have a bris?
Yeah, well, not just in the hospital.
Oh, okay. You didn't get
nobody
money.
showed up. No money.
I feel like if they're gonna cut your dick, they gotta give you some money.
Yeah, I'm
Mine
working on
happened
that.
in a bicycle accident, but that's another story.
Oh my God.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
9
What was
years
the
old.
bicycle accident?
It was when I was like 7 years. I don't want because it's gonna freak everybody. I do have a stand-up bit about it, but I was riding one of those chopper handlebars, the banana seat bikes.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yes, I had
I went
one.
flying down this curve, and I hit the curb, and the chopper handlebar went right into my crotch, like.
Oh no, boo.
And I grabbed it. I was like, oh! And this guy was walking by, and he saw everything go down, and I was by myself, and he goes, is it bleeding? I look down. I'm covered in blood.
Oh my God! I just got a cramp.
I look back up. I say yes. And he just runs off. Leaves me there, bleeding in the street.
Who is this guy?
He was just some 20-year-old dude. Nobody, because
If you were watching, you're an asshole. Oh my God!
It's a primal fear for men, and I don't know. You got hurt when I brought it
bleed
up.
every month.
Yeah, you do. Women.
Well, you know.
So, everybody okay?
Hats off to you.
I keep on plugging it because I kind of know. But do you know about Whoopi Goldberg's weed thing?
No, what's Whoopi Goldberg's weed thing?
She's doing this thing for women, like it's a bath salt that has cannabis in it. And
Yes,
she's
it does.
making chocolate, and it's all for women going through severe cramps.
She talks about her menopause a lot.
Yeah. It talks about her menopause.
And I hear she doesn't wear a bra. Like, she refuses to wear a bra on TV. I can't wait to be that status.
Yeah.
Like, I got to host the Oscars, like, at least 3 times before I'm just like, I ain't wearing no bra, and I'm not working on Fridays, and I'm going to say everything like this. Like, I need to host the Oscars
you
a
gotta
lot
keep
before I do
doing
that.
that.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, a couple years of that and you'll be everywhere.
Whoopi cannot not be famous. She just stays famous.
I once almost hit her in Soho. I was
think
driving.
she's going.
No, I was driving.
I like her.
Oh.
I've always
no,
liked
not
her.
hit her. Like, no, I love her. I mean, you know,
I've
sort
always
of.
thought she was dope.
But
I thought you meant like in line at the girls' room.
Well, here's what happened. I'd made a left turn, and suddenly I almost hit Whoopi Gold. You know, she was right at the front of the
Are you
window.
sure it wasn't just like a black lady with like braids and no eyebrows?
No, because she had that big smile and she laughed.
Okay.
And then I thought I knew her. You know the way, because I
Of
know her.
course.
He
She
runs
doesn't know
into
me.
everybody.
Of course.
And I was like, I'm sorry, Whoopi. And she laughed. She's like, it's no problem. And I was like, wait, you don't know me.
I'm surprised she wasn't just like, man, you better watch where you're going. Like stuff like that. But that's so
Well,
cool.
it was a 30-year-old car, so I think she had some pity.
Yeah.
Why are you
He's
driving a
got a-
30-year-old car?
It's a funky van.
Actually, my
He's
new
a
car is
funky-
only 25 years old.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that's so lovely bones of you.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
you know, it's finances.
Oh, that's cool. No, let's not ruin the environment.
I stayed with
your
his
car.
mom in Amsterdam, and
Dope. Your parents live there?
his mom does, and has a dope apartment, like a one.
Where? In
bedroom.
like the Jordan with like just a bunch of flowers everywhere?
Over by the Lights of Plane.
Liza Plain,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that the Jordan?
It's sort of, it's close by.
Okay.
Same idea, same area.
Okay.
He hit me
I
to
used to
that word.
perform there. Max Allo playing at Comedy Cafe.
He played at Chicago.
Boom Chicago?
Yeah.
I did the I did Boom. I didn't do Boom Chicago.
But you did Boom
I did.
Chicago.
I did. It was all the Cannabis Cup, so it was all the High Times shows. So it was. I forget that it was a big venue, but I wasn't like. I did 10 minutes during the thing.
I'm really jealous that y'all can get high and be functioning. Like, I'm in a corner and I just need to like clean my bathroom drawer. Like, I
That's
don't
healthy.
know.
I'm
Is
not
it
high
like-
right now.
But I like all my friends that are high like are thinner. They don't have like a Pinot Grigio chin. They like dress nicer. They like have like cooler thoughts about like documentaries and podcasts.
But you're more successful than all of them.
Yeah, but I'm just like drunk and I've like had like a bloat for like 11 years and I like to wall twerk and sometimes I fall asleep on the toilet when I'm real drunk. And my friends keep reminding me that's how Elvis died. I'm like, I don't know what that has to do with me. Like, I'm not on pills, but I just love a rosé.
Yeah.
You know? And now
My
they
wife
have this thing
loves
called
wine.
they
Girls
have
love
frosé now.
Oh.
It is
shit,
frozen
slushy.
rosé and it is a motherfucking game changer. Thank you. Sorry, my husband's texting me.
Oh yeah,
and
you got to get going.
I gotta get to
just
that
wanted
dick.
to talk
I
about
gotta get to
your
that
husband.
dick.
Oh yeah. You got to keep him happy.
Yeah.
Gezellig. Do you know about this word?
Yeah, gezellig is
Oh,
charming.
gezellig.
You hit me
Yeah.
to this, and I thought it was such a dope term, and we don't have it. Tell us what gezellig means, just for the viewers at home. This is a word in Dutch that describes an emotion, a feeling that we don't even talk about.
Well,
That's
the first
true.
time I heard gezellig was when I was sitting for the first Christmas at my mother-in-law's house, and she had all her family together, and there was white lights, and we were like barbecuing stuff, and she's like, now, gezellig, and I was like, what? And then everybody took a turn And it was like 8 people describing what it meant. But at the end of it, I just got like charming, warm, comfortable, like home.
Cozy.
Cozy,
It's really
right.
yeah.
But I feel like the Dutch are really about trimming the fat. So they're just like one word for everything. Like the word for delicious, I know you know, is lekker.
Lekker. I love lekker.
Lekker, yeah. And so
love
Dutch
me some
people,
lekker.
yeah, Dutch people are the only people that are like, ooh, lekker. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This just means it's delicious. And I'm like, this is what happens when you're so white, you have no emotions. You have to do stuff like this. You can't be like, this is delicious. You're like, lekker.
Right.
And I thought it just meant delicious. And then I was riding my bike one time in Amsterdam, and my skirt flew up a little bit. And this old guy looked at my crotch, and he goes, lekker. And I was like, ew. But now I understand.
Well, it's
it was a
different things.
compliment.
Children say lekker for some reason, and old dirty men say lekker.
Yeah,
No one's
dirty
sucking
old
my
dude.
tits saying lekker, but I guess you could.
I think you're gazelic and lekker. And I appreciate you being here, Michelle. And I know you got to go.
I gotta go, but this was so much fun, y'all. Thank you,
Anything you want to
man.
plug?
This was heel gezellig. I got an album on Comedy Central Records called Shut Up. Like, just listen to that shit.
Yep. Listen to that shit. It's very funny. Michelle Buteau, everybody.
Yay,
Give her a round.
bye, bitches.
Yay!
We're coming.
Play her out, Nico. I don't have shame in my game. I'll do Ellen all day. Michelle Buteau, first guest, episode 7. We're doing it. We're here, drinking coffee, hanging out, listening to tunes. Wow, you're like simulating a horn section there. Oh, you take it down. Wow. We're doing a double banger. We got a packed show. I'm very excited to bring on our next guest. He's a stand-up comedian, also here in Brooklyn, New York. I've always thought he was funny, cool, makes short films, makes long films, runs a show in Williamsburg at Pete's Candy Box. You know that joint?
Pete's Candy Store is historic.
Historic. What's so
Yeah.
historic about it?
There are a lot of people made in the last 15 years. A lot of people come up through that.
Was that Karen O? Was that the Yeah Yeah Yeahs?
They've played there, yeah. The guys from Talking
Radio on the TV?
Yeah, those
Yeah,
people.
those are yeah.
Those guys have been there.
Those guys have been there.
Somebody else really big. There's this
John Denver?
folk guy.
No.
There's
A
some
Cat
folk-
Power?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it was Cat
Yeah,
Power.
you turned me on to
Chan
Cat
Marshall.
Power.
Chan Marshall played there.
Yeah. I was always I thought she was great. But let's bring out our next guest. He's a good friend of mine. Very cool. He's wearing a tie-dyed shark shirt. Love it. Gabe Pacheco, everybody. Gabe Pacheco. What's up, my man?
What's going on, everybody? Hey, Rob Cantrell.
Hey, Gabe.
Dude, it's great to be here finally.
Yeah.
Finally. I love the show online. You've got 7 episodes already?
This is the
it.
7th. You're on
6.
number lucky 7.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
7th episode, feeling really lucky. Nico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, on the 1s and 2s. The Quincy Jones producing this whole thing with the
88s.
sounds.
Yeah. Well, 61's here, but almost.
Yeah, Quincy Jones was dope. Everybody thinks Michael Jackson was such a great musician, but it was all I mean, he was a great performer because he was performing since he was like 5. But the whole thing was Quincy Jones orchestrating it and mastering it and putting it together. Like, he was the one that did Off the Wall and Thriller. But I don't think, did Quincy Jones fuck with Bad or any of those other albums down the line? I
That
don't
was
think
Teddy Riley,
Teddy Riley, which was
that's right.
good, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
no Quincy Jones.
Thriller's like just if you listen to that in headphones, there's stuff in there that you didn't even know was there.
Yeah. It's just
It's amazing.
Got to get those
Amazing.
nice headphones, man, for all the subtle sonic notes and flavors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, these.
Just like those.
Somebody left these at a gig I did the other day, and we tried to find who owned them, and it hasn't. If you own these, give us a call. And if you can name the name, there's no name on them, but
Those are professional grade. What do you think? I mean, is that studio? Could you do that, or is that more camera?
They feel good. They look good. That's
Yeah,
all.
they
That's
do.
the reason I got them on. That's great.
You listen to your third eye. Tells you what's going on.
Me and my cat.
Yeah.
I like that.
Gabe, what are you listening to right now? What before you came over here, I usually open up YouTube and rock like a couple things that I have saved while I'm sending out emails. What was the last thing you listened to?
The very last thing I listened to was the Jacksons.
True Talk?
I listened to the Jacksons this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I listened to Destiny, right? So that's my jam, 1978.
The Jacksons, they got back together.
No,
this isn't the Jackson 5?
This was, they were the Jackson 5, and then when they left Motown, they had to change their name because Berry Gordy kept the Jackson 5 copyrighted.
Right.
So they changed their name to the Jacksons, and then they had a couple years before Michael really broke out.
Because they did the
with-
Victory Tour. I remember
right.
the Victory Tour. That was 83.
Yeah, that was 83 or
Yeah.
84.
So I don't know if 70. Well, I think maybe. What's the fucking banger from the Jacksons?
the Boogie.
Oh, how does that go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what I've been pumping a lot is Stevie Wonder. You fuck with Stevie?
Oh, dude, I love Stevie, man.
He's
Talking
like a
Book.
religion to me.
He's so great. There was that window of time where he could do no wrong.
It's
right?
like, it's like Jesus Christ, Stevie Wonder, Martin Luther King, those type of cats.
I got you.
Peace,
yeah,
love, you know.
All of them, man. Sanford and Sons, he was pretty good too.
Dude, they had some great writers.
Red Fox.
Gary Shandling was actually a writer on Sanford and Son. Grady was a brilliant character.
Do you know who used to write for a lot of like black sitcoms? Was Alan Thicke.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because he's from Canada where they didn't have racism.
Wow.
So I guess. So
But that's because they don't have any racial people there. It's all polar bears.
Yeah,
man.
he was like, oh, I
And
can
Moose.
I'll write black, white, whatever. It's all jokes.
That's true. Canadians are so they're not racist or mean.
Super nice.
Super nice. What's up? Yeah, they're super nice.
Yeah,
And now
it's-
they got Drake. And, at first I hated on Drake because I'm an old dude. But now I think the dude is, like, super dope.
Drake, I mean, you got to play. If you're on a date, Drake's
Yeah.
great.
Drake is great on a date, man.
You know, if you're by yourself, you're like, oh, I'm going to listen to Mobb Deep. But, like,
Yeah.
if there's a lady in the room, you got to throw some Drake on, or it
Put
gets a
some
little
Drake
too
on.
Or have
aggressive.
some Drake cakes and put some Drake on.
Yum.
Delish.
Where have you been? You been
Dude,
traveling around?
I went to Wyoming for a week.
Big sky.
Dude, huge sky.
Big sky.
Black at night, pitch black, and then you just see the stars
Oh, it doesn't. It looks like you could punch holes through the universe, right?
just twinkling.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my God, it was tough to come back. I'll
When
tell
you're
you that.
away from the city, how dope is that? When you're away from the city and all that like fake light because you can't see the stars here. You can't see them like for real.
Light pollution.
Until you go way out there.
Got that
you
light
see
pollution.
something twinkling, and you're like, oh, snap! It's a plane landing at JFK. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's it.
But when you see real stars, it's like, whoa, we are in outer space.
I'm falling up.
Yeah.
You could fall up. I feel the opposite of claustrophobic.
What were you doing in Wyoming?
Man, I was just checking out the wildlife.
Do you have friends out there? So you flew in, crashed with somebody,
Dude,
or did you just
there's-
get a hotel room and was like, I'm gonna cowboy this shit myself, lonesome.
There's a fox that lives down the street, a red fox. There's a family of deer. Like
yeah.
I'm just one with all the animals out there. My grandpa though, he built this geodesic dome
Oh wow!
in Wyoming.
I know about this.
Huge fan of Buckminster Fuller. the guy.
Buckminster Fuller, yeah.
You know him. You love him.
Is this an architect?
Yeah, architect, social theorist, all that stuff.
And
Yeah.
it's all Native American design. I'm just
I think-
gleaming the cube here.
He was looking for like the most efficient use of space.
Yeah.
And he had these futuristic ideas for architecture. So instead of building like a triangle rooftop,
Square, yeah.
he would take a bunch of triangles and create a dome shape out of those.
Using the tensile strength.
Yes. So very easy to build. And the acoustics inside are insane.
It's the only comedy show.
I've heard about this.
You're going to learn something. I mean, really, right?
Yeah. But it's
educational.
interesting. It's
Yo.
educational. I don't know if we've done some
Well,
comedy.
we're going to try to get a grant from the National Endowment of Humanities.
We
Oh,
bring
what?
in now-
A grant from who?
From NEA.
Who's that? You got to educate me. 'Cause-
It's one of those government people. They throw
Oh,
out millions of dollars.
yeah.
We
And that's where you could get some funding and get your house built like a snail.
right, exactly.
You know, that's the deep shit. What do you think about the snail shell?
Oh my God, that's a.
Can we
big-
talk about this? The curve that goes on forever? That's where I think the universe is all stemming from, that Can we get a? Do you guys? Am I being weird, Nico? Do you know what I'm talking about? The snail.
This is not weird. You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
sometimes weird.
It's like
This is not
a
weird.
spiral staircase into infinity inside of the snail's
Gabe, I knew you were cool.
Dude, I mean-
What's your joint? I'll tell you my joint. Frogs.
oh my God, you like amphibians?
I just want to be frogs. Ever since I was little, I loved frogs.
I can
I
see
still
that.
love frogs.
I like the sound they make. I like the.
Burp. And they come in so many different exotic colors. And there's little tiny ones, there's big fat ones, and they got that big fucking. And they are amphibious.
I like those.
I always
cool-
thought that we're kind of like human beings are monkey and frog put together.
That's right, man. Whenever you look at cause you like a baby inside.
Yeah.
The mama's womb
Right.
looks like a little amphibian first,
Yes.
right?
It's not hair. It's some of it has hair, but it is like has like the skin's like is like frog-like. This is water repellent, and our butts, are made so water doesn't go into our butts.
That is so important because the
Yeah.
last thing I want to do is go to a water park, come out of the pool, come off the slide with an extra 2 pints of water in me.
Yeah.
Because it's gone up my colon.
Gone up. But that's what butt cheeks. Isn't that what butt cheeks are for?
Hell yeah, dude.
Or to slap?
No,
and
that's
to
a
fucking
hold.
The hold.
It's a ho-
Yeah, the hold and to, yeah. I don't want to get too defecation, but
I like
there
a
is-
nice pair of haunches
Yeah,
on a
yeah, yeah.
mammal.
Yeah.
Frogs like them.
Because I saw a baboon at the zoo the other day, and like that red baboon ass, and the other baboon was playing with his red ass. Like that dude can't go swimming.
Nah, man.
No.
That dude can't take dumps like regular style. Like the butt cheeks, like they. I don't want to go into.
Rob, he was in estrus.
Yeah. Wow.
He was in season, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
right.
So when you're in season,
Yo, break that shit down to me.
well, when you're in season, humans are always ready, right?
Always ready.
So we
yeah,
can
beer
always
commercials, all that shit.
We can always get reported to HR.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
we're always in season.
But the orangutans, it's only one time, every 4 months,
and they
then
can
it's-
just take a sabbatical from work during that time.
Oh, man, we should do it that way. We would get a lot more work done. Like everybody work, but then 1 month everybody just gets their freak on,
Yeah.
and you just get all your sex, all your fantasies out for 1 month. Your butt balloons up. Just have a big red butt,
Well,
and then
that's-
girls have big red vagina lips, or I don't know. I'm getting out there.
I hear you.
Yeah,
You're really working it.
I like the way you work it.
Well,
No diggity, gonna bag it up. That's a Teddy Riley joint.
That's good.
And like a zoom zoom and a boom boom. Another Teddy Riley, who also
shake
brought your on
rump.
the nerd dude.
Which one?
Pharrell
Uh,
comes from him. Pharrell has some of the dope beats, like those early clips. Were we talking about the clips together?
those Neptune beats.
Those Neptune beats.
Those Virginia beats.
Those Virginia
I don't know why I'm
Beach
saying it with
beats.
Virginia, but yeah.
Yeah.
Virginia, man.
Virginia's kind of funky.
What was up with Virginia? Was it that there were military bases there or some
Yeah,
sort of
Norfolk.
ports?
Yeah, my brother lives in Norfolk now. First time I ever smoked pot was in Norfolk, Virginia. And I grew up in D.C. till I was about 10, and then we moved down south to this little redneck, I can't say redneck because I know some of the people there, and they're nice, to
Yeah.
a small town in the Appalachian Mountains called Buena Vista, Virginia. A town of like 5,000. But then I would go out, I had friends in Norfolk and the Virginia Beach area, and they're all really cool. It's like beach life.
Right.
People from beach life are fucking chill.
Just puka shells.
Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but it's not stress zone.
Just ski doos.
Yeah, ski doos and fucking shorts and
Just-
skateboarding and rad and hang loose. So
You might have a fanny pack with some,
Fanny pack.
SPF 30 banana boat in it
yeah.
in case you get caught out there.
And the thing about Virginia Beach, you're right. It's the Navy, it's the military, so it brings all these different people from all over the place to Virginia Beach. So you kind of get a little bit of melting pot of middle class, which is kind of cool because it's not like the uber rich or whatever. It's kind of like, I don't know how it was, but back in the
Civil
80s.
service. You got the civil.
You got the civil service, kind of, a lot like
Career
DC.
people.
Yeah.
So middle class, civil service, cosmopolitan.
Yeah. And
with
hella
their
funky.
with the fucking rosé.
yeah. And beaches, they do a lot of drugs, a lot of pot smokers, a lot of drugs, a lot of keg parties, shit like that.
Hooters.
I've noticed.
I just mess with the tinctures.
Oh
That's
wow,
all I do. I
the
can't
weed
do-
tincture.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm all about.
I had some tincture of vitamin B this morning. I got these vitamin B drops.
Right.
And it's not weed, but I have had the weed drops. And
Yeah.
did you have that in Wyoming or around town from your cousin
Oh,
Steve?
that's
No, I know. We don't know. You
But
did it somewhere legal.
I did it somewhere
understand.
where it's legal. I can't do anything like that here in New York.
No,
man.
I know. I totally get it, Home Slice.
You can't hear, man, and I can't even just smoking weed with the indica and the sativa. I don't when it's the body high. I just lose my personality, and all I can do is binge watch episodes of SVU, and I don't remember who I am. And
Yep.
then when I do that, when I smoke the heady stuff that's all about like the lucid dreaming and the talking, it just like amplifies all of the negative voices in my head that tell me I need to do more push-ups.
Yeah.
So
I got that voice. I got the push-up voice.
That's what I do. Yeah, I got that
Yeah.
push-up.
He's like those 10 girl push-ups you did this morning. Not to be gender like whatever, but those push-ups on my knees, those don't count.
I have what I have is severe amount of anxiety. I was raised by a single mother that was nervous all the time. So I have intense anxiety. And what pot does to that anxiety is just cut it right in half. Like it takes that anxiety and it's like a hot knife through butter. It's just like, wow. So I think that's the benefit to me. I don't think it's all day, every day for everybody. But I do think, yes, it should be legal. And yes, it can cut out some of the stress. But if you don't get your shit done, it can add to the stress.
Oh, but the tinctures and some coffee, that's the best.
That's the best.
That's the best. We got the wrap. Look, all I wanted to
Hit
say
'em.
was you guys said Pete's Candy Store. That's where the show is. It's like a little Wes Anderson sort of stage. It's very cute and curated. It's like you're doing stand-up in a dollhouse. We had you
love
on the
it.
show before, Rob Cantrell. And
Love it.
we'd love to have you
Wednesdays.
back. It's every Wednesday at 10 p.m. If you're in Williamsburg, a.k.a. Billiesburg, a.k.a. Guillermosburg, for all my Latinos out there, come out to the show.
Word. And then shout out to Samir, your co-host.
Yo, Samir Nassim is my co-host. He's the best. You
He's
guys
the best.
can catch us, and we just do like a really witty back and forth dialogue every show. So come to see us host.
Yeah, it's got a good backyard too. But yeah, come out to a show. I love it. What's the name of the show? I know the name.
The show's called Funhouse Comedy.
Funhouse Comedy. Google. Love you, man. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you, guys. I love
Yes.
you both.
Peace. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Remember to subscribe and to like. Fucking just tell your friend Steve